20 years after the death of Chief Moshood, Olawale Abiola, the winner of the June 12 election, he passed away July 7, 1998, and 25 years after that historic election, President Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, decided to honor President Moshood Kashimawo Abiola as the authentic winner of that historic election by conferring on him the highest honor in the land, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR, and to his deputy, Gana Kingibe, GCON, and to the famous family, the family of the famous human rights lawyer, Chief Ibrahim, GCON. And to that, he also honored some of the heroes of the June 12 election. By God's grace, one name that is very prominent in Africa and across the world, who is also one of the great elements of that struggle, is Basorun, Dr. Dele Momodu, a media baron, politician, and a political analyst, publisher of OVATION magazine, and a former presidential aspirant in Nigeria. We are very lucky, very happy to be in his ambience today. After chasing him for days, he's been busy from Paris to Ghana, back to Nigeria, and we are privileged to meet him somewhere in the heart of Lagos in Nigeria to talk to him about this honor after 25 years. Will we say those of the family of the June 12 are happy with how the President of Nigeria handled the issue of June 12, and shall we say we could move on from here? Sir, we are very honored to be with you today in your office in Lagos. We thank you for this honor, for this time. We know it's not been easy. We've been trying to reach you. Your handler said you're busy in the last 2 weeks. To start with, sir, how do you feel with the honor bestowed upon late Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, who happens to be your political godfather and someone that is very, very important to your political thoughts? How do you feel? Do you think President Buhari has been able to pacify the anger and the pain of the June 12 family?
Well, let me start by thanking you, Babangida and Asabe. I have not seen you in a while, but I want to thank you for always trying to speak to me. I mean, for any member of the Abiola family or its extended political family, it's natural that we must be elated. We are very, very excited at this time. We've had to wait for 25 years for someone to recognize that on June 12, 1993, something monumental happened in Nigeria. Chief Abiola won the election fair and square. Nobody ever contradicted that. Not even those who annulled it. They knew that he won, but they just didn't want him to govern. So there's a difference between, oh, maybe there was a controversy, maybe he cheated, he did some hanky-panky, but none of the sort happened. Chief Abiola won that election and he suffered for winning an election. In literature, it's what we call oxymoron. You know, it's a contradiction of sorts. How can a man win an election and then he will not be allowed to take power? But having said that, to God be the glory. There is a James Aliche's book I read as a student in those days, titled "The Vulture is a Patient Bird." So the case of Nigeria has been that of a vulture who has been extremely patient, and eventually, 25 years after, at God's appointed time, the honor came for Abiola, and all those who fought, died, got maimed, got forced into exile, jailed for June 12. The honor came, and we're extremely grateful to President Muhammadu Buhari. It does not matter whether you agree with this government or not. On this one, the way I described it, that he scored a hat trick. It's like scoring 3 goals in one match.
A hat trick.
It was a hat trick.
Ray Apple, the great writer, said it was a master stroke, but you are saying it's a hat trick. Sir, when you had it, where did the information meet you and how did you feel? Immediately it hit you that this is what is happening in Nigeria.
I think I was in London when, yes, I was actually in London. A friend rang me very, very desperately. He said he wanted to talk to me urgently in the afternoon of that day. And I said, I hope there is no problem. He said, no, there's no problem. Something major is about to happen. When he was Buhari is about to make an announcement. I said, what announcement? He said, I will hear it very soon. I said, what? Whatever he likes, let him make. I'm minding my business here, you know. And then he whispered, I didn't want to tell you, but I know by 9 o'clock news you will hear it. I said, you tell me, you don't tell me, look, I will wait. Then he said, he's about to recognize Abiola. And I laughed. I said, if he likes, he can even wake him up. You know, because we were already all frustrated about promises upon promises. And the nearest to it was Jonathan.
Yep, I was coming there.
It was mismanaged and somehow it collapsed.
What do you think happened? Because President Jonathan said, I named Unilag after Moshood Abiola, and for God knows what, it was the student themselves that came out and said, no, we don't want to be called Mau. And within 24 hours, there was a whole lot of...
It's about, in life,
so what happened,
I've learned something about life.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
There must be preparation. After preparation, there must be readiness. And after readiness, then there is victory. It's a process, it's a procedure.
Well, you say President Jonathan didn't prepare very well.
They didn't prepare very well. You don't just wake up, spur of the moment. You would have tidied up. Even this one that happened, people thought Buhari just woke up and said, I am. No. There was a process. I can tell you that as far back as even last year, Abiola got a legal opinion, an expert opinion, that this thing we're even asking government to do for our father, is it possible legally? And he spoke to a senior advocate of Nigeria who gave a legal opinion in writing. I have a copy of the letter.
It would be very honored if you can see it.
No, because I can quote, my newspaper used part of the letter last week. I can get you the legal opinion, but the lawyer does not want to get involved in the politics and all that. So, where they said yes, posthumously it is possible to give the award of GCFR and GCON respectively. So, and Abiola had approached government after government, including Buhari, Yaradua, Jonathan, and Buhari, Jonathan, Yaradua, and Obasanjo. He had written to them, he had appealed to them to honor his dad.
So there has been a consistent persuasion.
And I'm sure there are other members of the Abiola family, but at least I'm aware that Kola has been trying to persuade them, and he's been meeting with brick wall. So when this came finally, I must tell you, I was very, very excited. People called me, oh, don't you think it's political?
Well,
the motive for me was irrelevant. What was important was the fact that what we wanted. I'm virtually a Yoruba man.
Yes, sir.
And I studied Yoruba in the university. And there is a Yoruba saying that nínú ìkòkò dúdú lẹ̀kọ̀ funfun ti jáde. It's out of a black pot that you make a white pap. So God has used President Buhari deliberately and frontally to bring about the recognition of the winner of June 12th. And about a week or two earlier, I had advised the president that the best way to move Nigeria forward is if you unite Nigeria. Reconciliation, even the issue of the president apologizing to the Abiola family.
Was that?
It's nothing new.
Was that historic? Because a lot of people felt that was too
no, it was good.
Emotional.
No, that's how to bring a closure to such a monumental and unfortunate event as the June 12 crisis. It happened in Kenya, where the president called the opposition and apologized publicly. Uhuru Kenyatta called Raila Odinga,
during the prayer session,
you know, and brought on stage his own vice president, William Ruto, and they all apologized to one another
for national healing.
That is how it has to be, and that has been my advice. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes that the APC government made after coming to power was they started fighting from day one. You are not a military rulership. Under the military, you can do that. You can even kill people summarily. You rule by decree. But when you have to obey the rule of law, you have to pick your fights. And that has been my advice. They thought we are his enemy. We're not his enemy. I worked very passionately for the victory of Buhari, even if it is 0.0001% of my contribution. I'm a stakeholder. I didn't like the way they started fighting from day one. People had the impression that Buhari was still a military ruler. No, he's a civilian ruler. I remember telling Governor Amechi then, in those days, that the way we should describe Buhari is to call him a born-again Democrat.
A born-again Democrat.
People said, oh, the title general, don't you think it will remind people of dictatorship and tyranny? I said, no, we will call him the people's general. That was my advice and contribution. That's how we repackage. A lot of people say, hey, you want to go and bring this soldier man again? Hey, and then we repackaged it. So it was embarrassing getting to power, and we started fighting as if we were still under a military.
But what do you think was the reason for the fight? Because a lot of people felt it was a kind of bed of different feathers coming on the same bed.
No, that's not the problem. The problem was that because Buhari's biggest brand is that of a no-nonsense soldier. They felt they must keep along those brands. They felt they cannot change that brand because if they change it, then they will lose their core loyalties. It's just the same problem that President Donald Trump has in America, where he has to carry his base along. And the base want him to demolish the existing system. So in Nigeria, people believe that Buhari must continue to be seen as a friend of the poor. He must continue to talk that he will probe corrupt people, and the poor people see every rich man as their enemy, which is a dangerous mindset as well.
Yes, sir.
And I've warned government about that. The job of government is to promote prosperity.
Promote prosperity.
And not to project poverty. It's a delicate balance.
Very delicate. So how do we project?
So
how do we promote prosperity?
Exactly. And then when you are projecting poverty. So now they are knocking the heads of the rich against the poor and the poor against the... So it's dangerous. And that's why the economy will not pick up.
It's true.
Because right now, even those who have money in Nigeria are so scared they don't know who will be targeted, who will be attacked. So people will then go and be hiding money outside Nigeria.
Senator Bruce said Naira is a very weak, that it does not go to where there is fear. That Naira is so weak so that you must give a conducive environment for the Naira to work.
It's not just Naira. Any currency in the world, the atmosphere must be good, must be conducive for your economy to thrive. So, as I was saying,
yes, sir,
I was happy that this Abiola thing happened, and I want to reassure the president that what I told him several times in Pendulum has come to pass. You see, when there is an atmosphere of joy and happiness and peace in the land, even he will be the greatest beneficiary. What he has gained in the last 1 week is more than whatever he ever gained in the last 3 years.
I agree, sir. Totally.
Sir, you described the president's gesture as a closure on the June 12th.
I said he should bring a closure. I didn't say this. There are still other bridges to cross.
Okay, because there are so many issues around this June 12th saga about the actors who played roles and all that. Even the result itself hasn't been released. So I'm trying to see if there's a nexus between that closure you said and their contentious issues.
Yeah, I believe there are still bridges to cross, but he has concluded it to a large extent by saying, I give Abiola GCFR. It assumes that he won the election. Whether the result is declared or not, I don't know the status now, because I think there was a litigation, they went to court over the declaration.
So many litigations, so many court injunctions.
Exactly. So I don't know the legal side of things, but what I know is that symbolically, you can say he has brought a closure to it. Whatever the verdict of the court, and I'm sure the court cannot controvert the fact that he won the election. So definitely they will declare him winner formally, eventually. And what are the other things that I think can be done?
Yes, sir. Especially he was talking about closure. A lot of people also believe that the political family is bigger than MKO Abiola, Kingibe family, and the Chief Gana Kingibe family. That the thing is too big that we had all other people, like Chief Olawale said in the papers yesterday, and I think it's on the internet, that, where is someone like Alanya Kiriade, where is someone like Patrice Judo and some other people. He mentioned in that interview that some people are the one who put their house down, some people lost their property, that even in his own house, Abiola's speech was being written. You know, all sort of people coming out to say, okay, we are not settled with. Someone like Chief Dele Momodu is also one of them who went underground because of the struggle, who was nearly killed. You know, so sir, you think
For me,
yes,
there is nowhere in the world where everybody will take credit for whatever has happened in a struggle. I'm personally not interested. I wasn't invited on June 12th. Nobody even mentioned my name on June 12th. But I didn't do it because I wanted someone to mention my name. I didn't do it. In fact, I traveled out of Nigeria. I went to Ghana. I was not even around. Kola Abiola called me on the evening of June 11, that he wanted me to be with them in Abuja, and I told him I was already in Ghana. You see, I don't do things because I want to be compensated. I do things because I believe that is the right thing to do.
I remember you told me sometimes ago that your philosophy is expect nothing and you're not disappointed.
Yes, I told you that one of my favorite philosophers, Whitehead, said, "Blessed are those who expect nothing, for they shall never be disappointed."
Good.
So I don't waste my time thinking about what you are going. Even when we're following Abiola, a lot of the disciples knew why they were following him. Some people wanted money, some people wanted cars, some people wanted houses, but I wanted wisdom. And I think I got it from him. So a lot of things, anytime I want to do something, I will think, what would Chief Abiola have done now? If you see this book, you can see I read it sometimes the way I will also read my Bible, because I want to read about wisdom. I want to read, there is so much
legend of our time.
Yes, the book by Gubi and Chidi Amuta. So that's just me. If you look at my background, it's all about books. So
knowledge.
Anyway, I believe that Abiola, whether we like it or not, yes, a lot of people worked with him. He didn't do it alone, but in life, the leader will take the credit, the blame alone. So if you can take the blame, then you can take the credit. That is life. And for me, I'm okay. Abiola lost his wife, Kudirat. Why are people not talking about Kudirat? It goes beyond that. The symbol of the struggle is Abiola. The symbol. It's about everything was having a head.
Yep.
I have not seen any man who has two heads. I have not seen one before. Maybe there are. If you have that, then you will be, maybe people will think you are demonic or something. So the head of June 12th is the one that will be recognized. And that's Abiola. Bringing Kingibe, bringing others, that's fine, but the head of it is Abiola. And I'm happy that he has been recognized.
Let me ask you this question. How, as a former disciple, because I remember severally I come into Accra in your at your restaurant, which is one of the biggest picture you see when you enter is Chief MKO Abiola. I mean, the affection is just too huge. Even I think June 12th you wrote an emergency article for this day. You were under pressure and all that. So who was Abiola to you, and who do you think the real MKO Abiola was? Because since he was honored, a lot of people say, oh, he's a man who sponsored military coup. So what is big in that? It was the military that made him, they destroyed him. So why are we honoring him and all that? So, but who was this MKO? And I've also had a cause to ask the same question from his son and even Shegun Basorun, that's Chief Olawale. So, Isabella was he an elite, or was he an elite who suddenly turned to a commoner? Who was he really?
You see, people can say whatever they like about you, even our Lord Jesus Christ. People still malign his character till today. MKO Abiola was definitely not a saint. None of us is a saint. I don't know if there are saints on earth, but he was close to a saint. He was very close to a saint. Whatever deficiency he had, he made up for in many other areas. And I don't know why anybody would say he sponsored this, he sponsored that. Let me tell you something. In life,
Okay, sir.
you must have friends. Every businessman must have friends. And those friends cut across all spheres of human endeavor. Abiola had friends in the military, he had friends in music. Ebenezer Obey was his friend, Akedairo was everybody, Sani had everybody.
It's true.
So the same way, he had friends like Babangida, he had friends like Gia. And so, if your friend is in power, you are not going to say, because you don't want people to accuse you of plotting a coup, therefore, they are no longer your friends. Abiola did what he could do. Abiola did not say because Babangida was his friend, then he didn't campaign. He campaigned more than anybody. He suffered more than anybody. Why didn't he wait for Babangida to just declare him and say you are president? He didn't do that.
It's true.
And when he had to fight his friend, he fought on the side of the people. So
that was seen as a very
so
sacrifice.
if people complain and desire, don't worry. You see, one thing that God has done for Abiola, and I told many members of his family, is that God has turned him into an everlasting martyr.
Everlasting martyr.
If he had died at home, people say, oh, he shouldn't have gone into politics, blah, blah, blah. But if he had died of headache, imagine Abiola dying of headache. That's no news. It's like what I read in Thomas Paine, when Thomas Paine said, there is nothing miraculous about the whale swallowing Jonah. That it would have been more of a miracle if Jonah had swallowed the whale. You know, so it's the same thing. Yes, Abiola dying at home at the age of 80. Hey, he had the flu, he had cancer. That's no news. In 1 week, people will forget him.
It's true.
But he died at 60, going on 61.
Yep.
He will never be forgotten. Jesus died at 33.
Yep.
It will never be forgotten. That's how God. You see, I like I wrote in my tribute to him in this day. I said his birth was miraculous and dramatic. Same with his death.
Highly dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Sir, you were close to Chief Abiola.
Yes.
And now we have a generation that has lost touch with history. You know? And when the books will be written, there are certain things about June 12, like the reasons for the annulment. Because what made June 12 what it is the cancellation of that election, sir. Did Abiola in any way during your conversations with him, maybe formal or informally, tell you what he felt was the reason the election was annulled, sir?
No. Several times we tried to discuss with Babangida, especially being his friend. And I remember Dr. Abiola telling me once that she actually went to see Babangida and asked, are you sure you want to leave? The general consensus was that Babangida didn't want to leave. Maybe he was pretending. But they asked him and they bring the Quran and swear, Allah, I'm going. I'm ready to go. But that's why Abiola said, I don't waste my time. If I knew he wasn't ready to go, I would not have wasted my time. But he told me, and he told several people who are very close to both of us, that he was serious this time around. So, that's one. Number two, my own theory, based on my own private investigations, was that, apart from the fact that maybe the military was not ready to hand over power, Babangida didn't want to go personally, but there were people who connived and conspired to make sure that what happened to Abiola actually happened. They came together over our dead body.
Elite
it's like a mafia, yes.
Okay.
It's like a mafia. They came together and they put a lot of pressure. I don't think Babangida did it alone. There is no way we would have done it alone. So these people came together and decided that no, it will not fly. And Babangida was a victim of that. And we could have resolved these things long ago. All they needed to do was to apologize. The same way President Buhari has apologized now is the same way they should have apologized. And let Nigerians move on. And before I forget, the Abiola family must be compensated. The Abiola family should be compensated. They lost so much. All their businesses were destroyed. Abiola was involved in so many different things. But when this happened, one by one, the businesses collapsed. So, it's not enough just saying we want to honor him with a holiday. A lot of the children to go to school became a problem from a man who was almost the richest man around in his time. Government was owing his company some money. That may be debatable, but a fraction of it can be released to them. They were the second company in Nigeria to find oil in commercial quantity, Summit Oil International. I was handling their media at the time. And by the time Abiola died, they would have spent in excess of about 400 million, 500 million. At that time, when money was still money, that's like spending almost $400 million on that project. Their license was revoked. I think they got it back now, and they have not been able to do much. They owned a bakery, the Wonder Bakery, because it was within the same premises as Concord newspapers. Everything, all the machines got bad. They owned the biggest printing press around. They owned bulk deliveries in Moshood. They bought a warehouse, it's still there, close to where they are doing the Moshood work now.
Yes.
And for crying out loud, how do you allow such things to go rust?
Went underground.
Everything is...
Even the airline.
Everything.
The farm.
They own their farm in Lafiagi, they had in Dakar, in Taraba State and in Ogun State. All wasted. So I would say the government should find a few billions for the family, and then hopefully they can bring closure to this thing.
Let me ask you this question. Looking at the clip that I asked MKO Abiola, one of the songs, I said, Chief Obasanjo was there for 8 years. He was an Egba man. He was a kinsman to your father. So what happened? And he said, oh, I sent a text to him. I tried to persuade him, but he wouldn't just budge. As a Yoruba man, because you are a Yoruba man, at least by birth in Ile-Ife and by orientation studying Yoruba, what do you think happened between Chief Obasanjo and Chief MKO Abiola? And why do you think it was not possible for Chief Obasanjo to honor the fact that MKO's blood was what gave him that platform?
You see, I always try to look at the spiritual side of things. If God does not want you to take glory, I have a policy. If I come to a friend and say, please help me, and you say no, my attitude, it means God does not want you to take credit. If I come to you and you do it voluntarily, it means that that's what God wanted. In this case, I don't know what could be so difficult about honoring Abiola. I don't know what Abiola did to Chief Obasanjo, but what I know is that we're all human beings from the same God.
Yes, sir.
No matter how powerful you are today, nobody knows tomorrow. If anyone had told us that a day like this will come, we would debate it and we would deny it and say it's not possible.
From a Fulani man.
From anybody, such is life. But I know that very soon a lot of things will be revealed in Nigeria.
How do you mean, sir?
Oh, a lot of things. Things are already being. Oh, about you were talking about those who are not June 12. I told you that it couldn't have been IBB alone. No,
I understand now.
there are other people involved. How come when Babangida left, he left Abacha behind?
And Guso.
So it's a matter of time. All those things will come, even maybe at the age of 80, at the age of 90. I'm telling you, Babangida, as long as God gives him life, will tell us one day what was remotely connected to it and why he annulled the election.
I think I'm afraid
But,
of that.
the picture I've got from several accounts about the June 12 issue is this. That Babangida is someone who was actually used. He found himself in a fix. That it wasn't really his idea, intention to annul June 12. Like Professor Humphrey Mosu, who I believe is one of the most important actors in the June 12 issue. You know, he narrated several meetings that they had and all that, how Babangida came in and all that. And at the end, what I got was that from the onset, June 12 was programmed not to be. As someone who was close to Abiola and someone who played a role then, sir, what can you say about this, sir?
I would say forget about conjectures. People are going to give different versions of what happened and what did not happen. Pure and simple, Babangida annulled the election. Whoever contributed to it or not, that's a different story. But Babangida was persuaded and he was convinced enough that he was doing the right thing. Maybe now he has changed his mind or he has regretted it. But don't let anybody give you that complete story that no. He annulled it. And the buck stops at his desk.
With total honor, I want to ask you this question. It looks funny. If you find yourself sitting with General Babangida on your left side, and General Obasanjo on your right side, or right hand, I mean, at this time when Nigeria is bubbling with the happiness of validating of June 12, what are you going to tell these two gentlemen?
Oh, that they should apologize to Nigerians too. Oh, I've made overtures to them already. I'm not just a journalist. I'm a journalist who has been blessed with a lot of contacts. And I can tell you that I'm reaching out to everybody. Is it because the Abiola I knew, that's what he would have wanted. Abiola, for me, one of the things that, if you ask me, one of the things I admire most about Abiola is the fact that he wasn't a vindictive man. He forgave easily. If you tell Abiola, oh, Babangida and Asabe is your enemy, tomorrow morning he will call me, Dele one, where are you? Can you come for breakfast? And you get there, he's already dressed. Then we are going to my friend's place for breakfast. Who is the friend? Babangida and Asabe. So that's why when we covered the Abacha wedding and people were making noise, why can you people cover the Abacha wedding? People were screaming and outsiders who weep louder than they believe, you know. And I said, these people don't even know my father. Abiola was my dad. He openly said that I was his adopted son. My wedding in December 1992. My wife was handed over to Abiola by my father-in-law. I know Abiola well enough. Even after Babangida annulled the election, Abiola told the world and even wrote a letter to Babangida, let's be friends again. That letter was leaked. The news had a newspaper at that time that was very popular. That
I hope it's not Tempo.
Tempo leaked the letter. In fact, that day I was so sad because we tried to stop it, the league. Abiola said it doesn't matter. But that's how he feels. That Babangida is my friend. I don't know why he annulled the election, but he remains my friend. That is statesmanship.
At the peak.
When we talk about Mandela, people don't know what made Mandela such a world statesman. It's the ability to forgive. If you cannot forgive your enemies, you cannot be a Christian. I don't know what the Quran says about it, but I know that when Jesus was asked, how many times shall I forgive my enemy? And he said 70 times, 7 times. That is my attitude to life. Nobody is my enemy. I leave you to your conscience. I leave you, what do I say? To your conscience. So, for me, the Abacha family, the Obasanjo family, the Babangida family, if I have the opportunity today,
yes, sir,
I will tell them to all raise up their hands. Raise up your hands and beg God for forgiveness and ask Nigerians for forgiveness, and it will be over. For me personally, I don't hold malice against anybody. I was speaking to Gumsu Abacha a few days ago.
In Cameroon?
Yes. You know, she is not in Cameroon. She's outside Cameroon at the moment.
Okay.
And I was talking to her and I said, so how do you see this thing happening? And he said, oh, you know something, Bob D? All of us were friends before. Some of us went, she was mentioning names of Tundun Abiola, Ayo Abiola, mentioning Afsa, mentioning everybody. He said the Abiolas used to drive Volvos in those days to school. Anytime we see Volvo, we say that's an Abiola coming. He said we were all very close. That there was even a day she saw one of the Abiolas in Abuja, and he wanted to take her to go and meet her dad. But maybe the girl was feeling uncomfortable. She refused to go. That maybe that day her dad would have even allowed her to go and see her father in detention. You understand? In life, and for her, she said, they lost their father. I feel very sad about it. But I also lost my father in the process. I feel very bad about it. My father had the humane side to him. And I was so touched that what devil Jesus got over Nigerians that they had to do this to themselves. And now the children are the ones suffering for it. When you mention Abacha now, nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear. So how do they close this thing? So that's why I said, yes, we had the first closure, but there are still other closures. How do we reconcile all these Nigerian families? Some of them were innocent, they didn't know anything about this. Some of them were even too young to know what happened. But some people will tell you, the Abachas, no way, they must die, they must be killed. There is no Christian who talks like that. I don't have anything to do with anybody. But I am a true Christian who believes that nothing could be worse than apartheid. Many people died, just like people died in Nigeria, many people died for apartheid. But Mandela came out of prison and he never killed anybody. It's a lesson we must all learn. It's difficult. How can you spend 27 years of your life in prison and you will come out and you say, I'm not bitter? I forgive my enemies.
I don't think it's easy, sir. It's not easy. For me personally, it's not
that easy. To me was Christ-like. That's what Jesus would have done, that I forgive all sins and all that. So Nigerians must learn to forgive themselves. But the only way to forgive also is that there must be apologies. Let these families come out and admit that we were wrong. When Buhari mentioned that I apologize to the Abiola family on behalf, I was stunned. Nobody expected it, trust me. I thought he was just going to give them their award and then move on. Nobody expected it. And I salute him for that. No matter any disagreement you may have with Buhari, he showed himself that day the way we never expected or anticipated.
That's huge.
Oh, that's leadership. To be a statesman, you must have that spirit of forgiveness. If you don't have it, you can never be a statesman.
And some people are even saying he's using that to win 2019 election.
The motive is irrelevant. There is no question that, of course, it's political. I have no problem with politics. You use what you have to get what you want. That's life. People said he wanted to slide Babangida and Obasanjo, just so be it. People say all is fair in war. Yeah, it's a game of wits, and he has used it well.
Looking at June 12th, looking at the proclamation, what do you think Nigerians should do afterwards? Because from next year, there's going to be holiday. I mean, then the Democracy Day is going to move from May 29th to June 12th. So how do you think Nigerians can support the new idea of President Buhari? And let me also ask you, it's a critical one. You've written severally that the president should not go for a second time because you also canvass that young people should come, which I agree. We totally agree with you. But right now, have you taken the embargo off? Can the president go for a second time now?
There was never an embargo, it was an advice.
Okay, sir.
There's a difference between embargo and I don't have any power to stop. I'm a Democrat.
Okay.
President Buhari is eminently qualified to seek a second term, and it is within his constitutional right. I don't have any problem with that. My problem is I was thinking along the line of his age. He will be 76 minimum by the time he's contesting second term. I'm thinking along his health, that if I were in his shoes by now, I'll be tired, back home, go and play with my family and enjoy everything he wants in life. God has done for him. There is nothing more he wants in life. But he doesn't have to take my opinion, and he doesn't have to accept my advice. It's an advice, and I didn't make it out of any malice. I didn't make it because I don't like him. I believe that he has a lot he can offer Nigeria. We all have what we can offer as individuals, but on account of age, on account of ill health, I think Nigeria at this time deserves someone with maximum energy, vigor, vision. And but if he insists, and Nigerians insist it's Buhari they want, I'll be the first to congratulate him. I'm a Democrat. Even if when I contested against Jonathan and Buhari and I lost, and people were still doubting whether, I congratulated the winner immediately. I am an African, proudly African, but I have a lot of American and European spirit inside me.
Can we call you the white man in black man's skin?
No, you can't. I'm not a white man. I'm just saying the spirit.
Yeah. Skin
is your outer layer.
Okay.
The spirit is internal. The spirit I have is the spirit of a Democrat. That's why I can mix with anybody. If I'm the president of Nigeria, nobody will be victimized on account of opposing me. It's not possible. Because power only belongs to God.
Chief Dele Momodu, give a word to all people in diaspora, people that are hailing the democratic dividend of June 12th for Nigerians. You as the foremost member of that family and as a prominent...
oh, me, I'm just an ordinary member of the
of
the June 12th movement. I'm one of the young members, but I played my part, I played my role, and we thank God for this day. I knew this day was going to come, we just didn't know the time. But as I tweeted, at God's own appointed time, it came, and we're alive to witness it, and we thank God Almighty for that pleasure and that privilege.